Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. Hope everyone out there is doing fantastic. Well, behind me is my GMC AT4. We've done some mods so far. Maybe you've seen those videos, maybe you haven't, so go back and check them out. We have the short antenna here, so we don't have the long whip antenna anymore. I haven't really done anything to the front yet. I do have some plans though, so stay tuned. I have some plans for the wheels coming up. I'm going to HyperDip them, love it or hate it. Trust me, you'll want to see that because it will look good, at least better than what's on there now. I blacked out the badges. I left the red intact because of the red tow hooks. It fits the theme. We've tinted the taillights. We've done the emblem around here, but left the red inside. We've done this emblem, left it red. But something doesn't look right. Can you figure out what it is? Yes, absolutely. These chrome tips do not belong. So we're going to paint those today. Not HyperDip, but actual paint. So I'll walk you through the process. But for those of you that think that we shouldn't get rid of the chrome, respectfully, I disagree. I think it belongs on something like my 56 Chevy Cameo. Chrome on that makes sense. I had a 66 Chevelle back in the day. Chrome on that made sense. I had a Dodge Aries K car. Chrome on that made sense. Anyway, before we get started, I'm going to get a second opinion though and see if my dog can figure out what doesn't belong. Okay, Maggie. Something doesn't belong on this truck. Can you identify what it is? You tell me what doesn't belong. Okay, show me. Show me what doesn't belong. Whoa, you're right, good girl. Good girl, yeah. That doesn't belong, good girl. All right, we got one off already. I use an air ratchet with a 10mm socket. You can use a regular ratchet as well, but if you're using a regular ratchet, you'll probably do like an 1/8 or a 1/16 of a turn every time. It'll take you forever. But if you do have an air ratchet or an electric one that's no bigger than this, you should be able to squeeze it in there and get to all the bolts. I've seen a couple tutorials where you have to take a lot more apart to get at it easier, but I was able to do this and it was a little quicker. So I'll show you the other one and then we'll get prepping for paint. Okay, here's our 2 bolts that go on top of the exhaust, and then there's one more that goes up here. I was able to pass through my ratchet just like that, with the hose coming out of the back and able to get the bolts off. Okay, onto the other side, we'll take that bolt off out top. I might need an extension, so I got it out the first time. And then inside the bumper, we'll pass our ratchet down there and undo those 2 bolts. right, we got all the prep done. Here are the exhaust tips. I masked them, you don't have to do that, but I chose to. We're gonna use this trim clad high heat enamel paint for barbecues, fireplaces, and wood stove. I've chosen gloss black. I thought it would contrast well with the back bumper, at least the black pieces on there. You probably noticed I'm in a makeshift paint booth. That's because I do other projects in here that I don't put on YouTube. Anyway, this is ventilated, so there'll be a fan set up at the door, exhausting any gases and fumes. Plus, I am wearing my respirator because I did do a video once out there and I should have been wearing my respirator, but I wasn't, but it was for a HyperDip product. Good video, by the way. However, I wasn't leading by example and wearing a respirator. Even though it wasn't paint, it's still an aerosol and I could damage my lungs. So be safe out there, kids. So let's build up some top coats on here. Keep building up the layers until we're satisfied with the results. Let's see how it goes. All right, they're done. I think they look absolutely amazing, epic, fantastic. There you go, nice black gloss exhaust tips for maybe $10. Anyway, let's bolt them on. Let's pull it outside and have a closer look. Guys, the exhaust tips were reinstalled. I think they look great. Car's a little dirty. As you can see, the snow is melting and we've got a little bit of lake in front of the house. But I really appreciate you watching today's video. If you liked it, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing, but before you go, let's make sure it passes Maggie's test and she's not embarrassed to ride with me. So I'll go get the dog and we'll see if she'll jump in now. You want to go in the truck? Oh yeah. Good. Look at the exhaust. Let's get in. Oh, need some help? There we go. All right, see you guys later.